Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to pattern a custom half apron. I like to use my apron when I'm in my craft room, so sometimes I'll have my pencils and scissors and snippers and things just right on hand with me when I'm crafting all about. The way mine turned out so much that I wanted to show you how to draft your own pattern. This way it can fit you nice and snugly. Okay, first and foremost, you're going to need a large sheet of paper. I'm just using dotted grid paper, and I'll link this down below because a couple of you guys have asked me about it. So the first line I'm going to put down is my grain line, which is the center front line, and it's also the line that I'm going to use to cut on fold. Next would be the width of your apron, and technically this would be 1/4 of the width of my waist. Because I want it to wrap around my waist just a little bit so it looks more like a skirt, I'm going to add on an extra 3 inches. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and draw a parallel line to the grain line, and that's going to be the width of my apron. So the bottom line is going to be another customizable line. So this line is going to just be the length of the apron. I decided to do a mini apron, so it's almost mini skirt length. Okay, next up, I'm just going to go ahead and add a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around my pattern. Obviously, you can do 1/2 inch seam allowance depending on what you're comfortable with sewing with. So I'm going to add that to the bottom, the side seams, and also the top of the apron. And then remember that the grain line is going to be cut and fold, so don't add a seam allowance to that. Okay, so right next to it, I'm going to draw out the pattern for the straps. Really simple. It's just a long rectangle, and I'm going to do that also on fold here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line straight down. 2 inches away from that line, I'm going to go ahead and draw another parallel line. So the length of the waistband, again, is going to be dependent on how you like to tie up the apron, but I like to stick with 1.5 of your waist measurement. And because this is going to be cut and fold, I'm just going to take that number and divide it by 2, and that's how I get the length of this pattern here. Okay, so then I add seam allowances on both sides of the waistband and also at the very bottom as well. Next up will be the main pocket of the apron. So this apron has a lot of slots and a lot of places to hold your tools. This main pocket right here is just going to be one large square, so you can decide how large, how big, how tall, how wide you want it to be. And again, I'm just going to have this be cut on fold as well. When it comes to cutting fabric and stuff, I like to just cut everything on fold. I feel like it's a lot easier and faster. And also, when you're drafting patterns, it's less waste of paper if you can manage it. And again, so because it is going to be cut and fold, the grain line, I'm not going to add seam allowances to it. So I'm just going to do the top, side, and bottom. Okay, so these are just guidelines here. This is where I'm going to sew like a little top stitch on the pocket so that it acts like a pocket. It'll make more sense when you see me sew everything together. Okay, so this next pattern is going to be the miniature half pocket, which is going to be the same width as the large pocket, but only half the height of the large pocket. If you want, you can technically cut out the large pocket, duplicate it, and then cut that in half, and it will be your secondary pocket. But if not, you can just go ahead and just draw it all out like this. It's the same, easy peasy. And I'm adding seam allowances to the secondary pocket as well, so it's going to be the bottom, side, and the top, and none for the center front here. And of course, I'm placing some guidelines for the extra pockets in the front when I top stitch as well. So you'll see that once everything is put together. Okie dokie, to wrap this up, this is going to be the main pattern, which is the apron pattern, and it's going to be cut on fold once on your fabric. This is the second pattern, which is the waistband pattern, and this is going to be cut once on fold also on your fabric. This is going to be the third pattern, and that is the large pocket, cut on fold and only cut once as well. And this is the fourth pattern, and it is the secondary pocket, and it's also going to be cut once on fold. So essentially, when you sew this together, you're going to take the secondary pocket, place it right on top of the main pocket, then take the large pocket and place it right on top of the apron, and then place the waistband on top of the apron. So, you know, it kind of looks just like this. Down below, I also linked a full tutorial on how I sew all this together, along with how I installed the magnets into the apron. So this way, you don't have to worry about your pins just floating around your craft room. And that's pretty much it. As far as drafting this pattern, it's really simple, just a couple of squares and you're good to go. But I think it's something that, you know, it's a good startup if you're trying to learn how to pattern something for the very first time. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please check out the actual tutorial and I will see you in the next one. Bye!